The first rule of Watch Club is you talk about Watch Club.
The second rule of Watch Club is you talk about Watch Club.
The third rule of Watch Club is... Wait, what's the third rule of Watch Club?
I don't know. This is your video.
All right, give me a second. Well, as it turns out, I didn't get around to writing what the third rule of Watch Club is, but you get it. We just talk, we just yap about watches. Hanging out with my buddy John today. We're going to talk some watch talk. I am rocking the Panerai PAM 0005 to the Deuce. What do you got on? One of my favorites.
Snowflake.
Grand Seiko Snowflake. Is that Gen 2 or Gen 3?
I don't know what gen this is. This is whatever the most recent one is, and
it just has Grand Seiko on it. It doesn't have GS or Seiko. Let me get up in your business. Okay, it doesn't say Seiko, Grand Seiko, GS, Grand Seiko. That's what mine says. Anyway, so I'm in LA trick, as they say, as the young people say. Like to get together with my brosifs and talk watches. Lawrence, the third member of Watch Club, could not make it today, but we're going to see about getting a regroup on that. But we got to talking about what we wanted to get to talking about today. And John, why don't you kick it off, man? Go ahead, lead it.
What were we going to talk about today? Microbrands?
Microbrands, and how you are discontent with the general colorway changes. Like, what do we need? We need another we need another Tudor in a different colorway. Like, we need another hole in the head, even though I like what they're doing generally, but you're not going to see the innovation that you're going to see in microbrands. It's like football. Like NFL football, I find that very boring compared to college football, because the college kids, they're taking chances. They want to get seen. They want to get signed. That's why college football is so much more exciting. And I think the same might be said for microbrands.
That's a very good analogy. I strongly feel that there has to be some sort of change in how these larger classic brands are designing their watches. I mean, sure, we have classics for a reason. Yeah. And
the OGs.
People love the different colors, right? They sell out, they make money, and it works. But
big old but.
It's just more of the same. And then somehow they become more expensive when you're buying basically the same thing. Sure, there might be changes to the movement, updates to that, but I mean, like, how much more of that are we going to have?
Yeah. Kind of gets old fast, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at it from a standpoint of like Porsches, right? They more or less look exactly the same, and have done so for the past whatever decades, however many decades, and it's just refinement, and I get that, and I think there's a place for that. But for me and my watch journey and my personal tastes, I want to see something that is tastefully done, but very different. Very different.
I need to give a shout out to Mr. Watch 93 on the Insta and his book, the Microbrands book. Have you seen my review of that book? No. It's super cool, dude.
We did briefly talk about it, I think.
In the last one?
In the last video? No, just in our
before. Yeah. So, super cool dude. He wrote this book. He's got two versions out, 2022, 2023. I have both. I love both. You need both because it's got all of these different micro brands in it. And he breaks down, he shows you pictures of the makers, pictures of the watches, but also assesses them on why you might want to buy. And you would not believe some of the crazy wild and out watches that are in the latest book. Like, there's this guy, and I think he's in the Pacific Rim somewhere doing his watch stuff, but it's almost like little terrariums in the watch. It's...
What? Terrariums?
Well, it's like that, in that it's
little tiny insects.
No. But it's three-dimensional under the glass.
Okay.
Like example, he's got a Star Wars watch where it's on Luke is on Dagobah, and his X-wing is about to go sinking into the swamp, and that scene is captured on the watch dial.
What?
And he only does custom work. So if you want something where, if I wanted to do a watch where it's me and you in a car driving around, he would totally whip that up for us.
Wait, so that's one of one.
One of one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever duplicated the work, but it is amazing. I'll pop up some photos, and whenever we get back to the shop, I'll show it to you. But incredible work. I don't remember the name. I shall also pop that up. But I actually wrote to him saying, hey, can I borrow a couple of your watches to do a video? He hasn't gotten back to me. No shade, though, because I can't blame him. I'm, a hobby of one for right now. But we're growing. And just amazing work. So the point is, you're right. The most exciting work in watchmaking is probably happening in the microbrand world.
Yeah, and another thing that's like super important in my eyes with microbrands and just allowing this space for innovation to arise is exactly that. Like if you don't have the little guys pushing these limits and boundaries, and if you're not encouraging that sort of creativity, eventually it's gonna just be all more of the same.
Yeah, it's like strip malls versus mom and pop shops. It's like, I understand.
The best restaurants are mom and pop shops.
I understand why big brands can't make super duper big swings, because it becomes millions and millions of dollars for them, whereas for micro brands it's still no joke. It's hundreds of thousands maybe, but they're using off the shelf movements, whether it's an NH35 or whatnot.
Miyotas, a lot of Miyotas.
Even the Seiko ones.
Yeah, and also just all of that innovation in design language is probably one of the reasons why I was drawn to Grand Seiko. If you had to have a major luxury brand. Major brand watch, that's just the things they do, right? Yeah. Just the things Seiko does in general, the things they have been doing. But then when you look at these dials again, not all of them are hits, but I think that's kind of the point. You're kind of pushing the limits, and when it hits, it's amazing. Like this snowflake, I don't know.
You could stare at it all day long.
Exactly. It's mesmerizing.
Like any of their seasons watches, because I think in Japan, is it 24 seasons or is it 32? They've got a bunch of different seasons.
I wish I knew.
Yeah. We should go on a Japan trip.
Oh man, I would totally.
That would be rad.
Totally.
The dial variations alone, the Zaratsu polishing on the case alone, that spring drive movement alone, awesome and worth.
It's the
worth
attention
trying.
to detail, right? Like that's.
Yeah. And you can get them reasonably well priced in the used space.
Yeah.
Like, I love to buy used.
Yes.
Did you get I assume you got that new, yeah?
Yeah, this was a gift. Yeah, so.
From who?
Luckily, it didn't have to pay for it. Just family.
Oh, right on.
Engagement, yeah.
Hey, you guys adopt? Can I get adopted? I'm all out of family.
This is a one-off.
I'm subbing in friends.
This will never.
As family, which is a wonderful thing.
Never ever happen again.
Yeah. At least we hope not.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. Thank you for those musings. I think Grand Seiko is absolutely stellar, and certainly, although I find the snowflakes a little bit on the tall side.
Yeah. Minus. I mean, no watch is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Like you can get as close to it as you can.
It's titanium though, so it's light, right?
It is very light.
Yeah.
I do like that. The polishing obviously is amazing.
Yeah.
The sweep, as you mentioned.
The sweep, I will lose a whole day just looking at that sweep, bro.
The sweep is nothing can compare. You can have high beat movements.
Yeah.
And you still notice it. It's just
the Bulova Accutron sweep is the only other sweep that has caught me like it does buzz, but I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
It just brings me in.
Yeah.
And I can't take my eyes off it.
Yeah, but there's just something really special about knowing.
Yeah.
All the thought that went into this watch.
I think it's a beautiful gift as well.
Yeah.
And I love the Power Reserve. I don't care. I love seeing
I
Power
love
Reserve.
Power Reserves.
Love it.
This isn't.
Love it.
There are worse ones, there are worse ones, and I think this is this isn't terrible. And a lot of the new Grand Seikos, they put the power reserve in the back.
Which I was just about to bring up, because it's like, if my watch is off and I need to check the power reserve on the back, I might as well safety wind it at that point. But I don't mind it on the front. I don't mind it.
I see what you're saying. I mean, if I'm not wearing it, I'm not wearing it for a while, so I know.
You know it.
I know it needs power,
Yeah.
and so I can just look at the back and then just give it a few turns until I know the needle moves, and then just wear it and it'll charge on its own.
Love it.
I love that low key, subtle, just detail.
Whoa. Got some speed bumps. Come on, Mr. Prius, figure out your jam. Can I park here?
Don't know.
I'll find out the hard way. All right, that has been a short and sweet watch club for you, talking about microbrands, talking about the Grand Seiko, and hanging out, doing some watch yapping with my watch bros. Thanks for coming along on the ride, my brother, and we will catch you in the next one.
Me.
Peace.
See you guys.